go, JJ. Come on. Good. Yep. Come on. Good. All day. From the outhouse to the penthouse, spreading the 8x8 gospel, Billy Graham style. Thank you. Come on, here we go. Let's go. Today what we're going to talk about is how you go. We initially showed you the 8x8 workout. Great workout 3 times a week, 45 minutes to an hour. Do it on your lunch break, time strapped. Now we're going to do this more of an advanced bodybuilding type of split. So we're actually going to focus like how bodybuilders would and targeting specific body parts each session. So what it's going to go into is initially we're going to have a leg day. That's what we did today, followed by a shoulders and triceps day. Then we go into a back day, and finally finish off with chest and biceps. Okay, so the way we're doing it today is you're going 8 sets of 8. Well, it's all the workouts. 8 sets of 8, 30 seconds break in between each set. And you're going to do this program for a minimum of 4 weeks,
yes,
up to 6 weeks. JJ did it for 6 weeks and got great results. He was not following a strict diet at all. I mean, he wasn't, drinking himself to sleep every night, but at the same time, goes to the neighborhood bar and someone pulls out a pint, he didn't say no either. So that's how
1 or 2 nights a week.
Yeah, 1 or 2 nights a week. So, and not eating, real clean. And in the process, JJ got leaner and actually put on a little bit of muscle in the process. So, if you train like this and you eat enough, you will gain muscle. 19 seconds in. 19? Yep. So show you starting early. Yep, come on. Good. Yep. So you're gonna follow this split, and today what we did is legs. So, we started off with Hatfield Squats, 8 sets of 8, 30 seconds. We'll go into a little bit why we select these exercises too. So 8 sets of 8 with a 30-second break. Most sets were a lot quicker, 30 seconds the maximum, but a lot of times he's going 20, 21 seconds, things like that. You can't go beyond 30. If you're gonna be on 30, you gotta lower the weight, and you don't want to do less reps. So if you don't go, okay, I'm stuck at set 5, I'm gonna go down to 4 reps. You do all the reps. Mm-hmm. So what we're gonna do there is you got 8 sets of 8, maximum of 30 seconds. Most were about 20. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the reason we chose that exercise is because think about it. If it gets hard, which he just mastered the weight. If it gets hard though, and he couldn't do it, he can pull himself through that sticking point. So that's the whole point of the Hatfield squat before. Before with a squatting exercise, what limits you is your limiting factors are gonna limit how much weight you lose. So if your lower back or whatever, and you get bent over, you can, or whatever's happening, you can pull yourself out of position or pull yourself into position with your optimal squatting tailored style to you. So here we're sort of doing the opposite thing. When you fatigue, you could pull harder if you needed to. He didn't get to that point, but that's why we chose that exercise. If you don't have that exercise, that's fine. Do like a hack squat. We're doing stuff that's available in commercial gyms here. This would be the only exception of one that's not at most commercial gyms, but you have those hack squats, like bear squats, whatever, those kind of things. Do something like that instead. Next, we go into Bulgarian split squats. Okay, so this is a little different. So we go 8 sets of 8, but we did 8 sets on each leg. Okay, and no weight on this one. If this wasn't, we hadn't done this one yet in this program, so this is a new one we introduced. And you'll see he's holding a bar. A lot of people use a stick or whatever, and what that does is, at first he's doing it all by himself, but as it gets tough, again, instead of having to lower weight or add bands or anything else,
it's like a counterbalance.
It's like a counterbalance, and he's able to pull himself through the sticking point. So that's not meant to jerk yourself up. Okay. That sounds bad. Okay, it's meant just to pull yourself through the sticking point to help you with the exercise. So when you get there, you just lift up as much as you can to get through and balance. Okay, 8 sets of 8 each leg, no stopping. Okay, so if this was too advanced for you, do something like a split squat. Just put your get like a lunge type of position and just go straight up and down on each leg. If this is too advanced for you. Okay, and if you're somehow some freak that can handle some weight on this, you put a weighted vest on, hold dumbbells, use a barbell. Okay, so after that, we went on to, so we finished that off and we headed straight to leg extensions. And with leg extensions, 8 sets of 8, this is almost like a breather in this workout, huh? So we hit the 8 sets of 8 on the leg extensions. Those were finishing like 13 seconds or not, but he, like I said, every week in this, your goal is to increase weight. You have to go in 30 seconds or less. So if you stick at 30 seconds each week and increase weight, great. And like we said before, you start with 40 to 50% of what you think you could do for 1 rep. You know, add it as you evolve. You're going to be amazed how fast you adapt if you do it for 6 weeks. We're doing way more weight and like resting, what, 10, 15 seconds?
Yeah, optimal endurance is ideally you want to be able to take 1 or 2 breaths, or not 1 or 2 breaths, take a couple of breaths, and then get right into the next set. So if it's, you know, 10, 15 seconds, because ideally it's going to take you about 10 to 15 seconds to do a set. So you do, you know, get your set done, you take a few breaths and then go back at it. But the idea is to challenge yourself, not to take a long rest period just because you have it. The idea is to, you know, at that level of fatigue, while you're actually, you know, maximizing, you know, your ability to, I guess, move that load in a, you know, controlled manner. And as he was saying, you want to pick momentum conducive exercises. You don't want sticking points in your workouts. You want to be able to push through each rep and not kind of, as he was saying on the Bulgarian split squats, get stuck, you know, at the bottom or something like that, where you're cheating yourself on a rep.
Okay, so after we, yeah, exactly, JJ. So after we did that, we went on to the single leg kneeling leg curls, and so what we did there a little differently is you're gonna go on these. So if you don't have this, just do some sort of single leg curl. Going 8 sets again. And we're going 8 reps total. So the Bulgarians, we go 8 and 8. This one, we're going 4 and 4, so you use a little more weight. The reason being, the hamstrings are primarily a fast twitch muscle fiber, so we're taking advantage of that if we can just go back and forth, but you're not going to rest. So 4, 4, 4, 4, no resting. Okay, just your opposite leg is the rest. From there, we went to the hip adduction, right? Adduction, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then we did, again, 8 sets of 8 there. It's an important exercise a lot of people don't do. I mean...
No, it's one of the more, I guess, kind of a stigma that only females do this exercise, that only women need to do it. It's actually one of the most underappreciated exercises in the gym. Generally, you know, males stay away from the machines, the adduction and abduction machines. But true bodybuilders, those that have know the benefits of working your inner and outer quad, know that you need the adduction. You need to work it. And an adduction machine is the best way to do it.
So finish off with, so we started off with a really tough exercise of Hatfields, although the Bulgarians might be the toughest. But been doing them, you did it second, so it would be tough to say if you did it fresh. Finish off with, and arguably the toughest one too, with the Romanian deadlifts with
dumbbells.
Dumbbells.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have dumbbells, you could use barbell. You could use, but be careful with barbells going real heavy, or we could do a cable. So I like dumbbells or cables on this, generally at the end when you're pretty fatigued. And you hit the dumbbells, 8 sets of 8 right there. So we got 7 exercises, 8 sets of 8. So the parameters here, like I said before, start with 40 to 50% of what you could do for 1 rep. Okay. And then each week you want to add weight. So JJ, what were you adding each week?
Roughly about 5 to 10 pounds per set. Is kind of a progression. And kind of you want to track it, where you were the previous week, and not only do you want to increase your load, and I'm not talking about drastic increases, ideally you want to pick a load that when you get to 4 sets, it's somewhat of a challenge, but it's not too easy. And on the inverse, it's not too heavy, so you're not struggling on your 4th set. You want to, feel a challenge, feel a burn on your 4th set, but you don't want to feel the breeze as if you feel like you should have added weight. So you want to pick a weight that kind of challenges you through 4 sets, and then you kind of grind it out through the next 4 sets. But gauge it around 4 sets, and then at the same time as you're adding weight every week, you want to decrease your time. So again, you're allotted 30 seconds, but see if you can go faster. See if you can go. Yeah. I set a stopwatch and I kind of start.
But don't miss weights.
Exactly. And I kind of get in position at 20 seconds, especially on a compound exercise like a Hatfield squat. I get in position at 20 seconds, and then once I'm in position, I just go. So I already know that I'm 10 seconds ahead of what I'm allotted. On some of the other exercises, I'll get in position or go to sit down on a leg extension at 15 seconds, and then just from there go.
When I did this years ago, like I told you guys the first time, I put on 20 pounds without attempting to add any weight. Obviously, I must have been eating more because just put on 20 pounds, but there was no attempt or conscious effort to eat more because the training was just to minimize my time in the gym because I was so busy. Anyways, what I did is I'd start off at, like JJ's saying right there, is you add weight every week, but then I might start off with 15, say you're doing some kind of hack squat, 15-second break, right? 15, up to 21, up to 23, then let the last 3 or 4 I'm at with allotted 30. So it's a little bit of an intuitive feel as you go, but you have to add weight each week. If you did not miss it, you have to add. then the goal is to do it in less than 30 seconds, but you're better off staying at the 30 seconds adding weight. But the best case scenario is you're decreasing time, and you'll be it sounds like impossible, but people do it. So anyways, that's where you start, 40 to 50% generally, 8 sets of 8, 30 seconds or less. Each week we're going to add. How much should be, you got to, there's no exact formula. But you don't want to be missing weights.
Absolutely.
And you do this for 4 to up to 6 weeks is what JJ did it for. It was with great results. This is a leg workout, and
you don't want to change your weight also.
Yeah.
Another thing is, like, you pick a weight, 4 sets into it, you don't want to have to change your weight. So pick a weight that you can keep through your whole set, because ideally changing your weight is kind of what we want to work against.
But if you do miss, you need to lower it, because you have to do all your reps.
Absolutely. So try to gauge a weight that's going to be optimal for you to get all your reps in, because ideally you want to pick reps over weight. The actual execution is far more important than the load that you're moving.
So we've wrapped up the leg workout today. Next we're going to go into shoulders and triceps. Then we'll do back, and then chest and biceps. Thanks for watching. And also, if you're a more advanced lifter, I guess I should mention this too. If you're just you're gonna do this workout, great, just do it as written. But if you're someone that's more advanced, and so JJ, we might do a little bit of less hamstring workout than somebody else, because he's done so much. His former NFL players got so much fast twitch muscle, so much hamstring strength. He needs more quad. Where somebody else might be the opposite. All they've done is bodybuilding, and they do 8 quad exercises in a leg workout, and a half-ass set of leg curls at the end. You can inverse it, but for most people, just follow as written. But if you're advanced, you have good self-awareness, you can customize this to what you need. Just keep those 7 sets, or keep the 8 exercises, 7 sets to your needs.
Prioritize your most needing body parts. Like you said, you want to work things that are already built up. Kind of focus on what needs it most, and start with that. That should be your first movement. And one thing that just to add, like, you want to do it in a group. So do all your quad exercises. So you say you prioritize quads, for instance, you do the 4 quad exercises, 3 hamstring exercises. If your hamstrings are needed to be developed primarily, then you're going to do you might change because since the hamstrings are a fast twitching muscle, it's a dense muscle, you always want to do it the lesser amount, but you may sometimes want to flip it over and do 4 hamstring exercises and 3 quad exercises. It's just dependent on the advanced bodybuilder or the user and the need.